Alright, just here at the messy desk, working on these stepper towers, I think is what they're called. Yeah, stepper tower. And so pretty much you've got this setup. It goes, a dowel pin goes into the hole, and you put a washer, bearing, which will give you, oh, and then a washer again on top, which will give you this stack. And then this one is washer, bearing, washer, bearing, washer, bearing, washer, bearing, washer. And then there is 3 screws that go in, one here, one in there, one in there, that hold it together until, well, I guess it holds it together no matter what, but it'll keep it together. Then you can get it mounted to the frame using the M5s that go in this hole and this hole. So this one goes back here for now, and then I can work on these guys, which for these you use this right here to help you put it together. So I will be back in a second. Alright, so you can put your 2 bearings in there, and there's a washer. Hopefully that's a decent view. And then you take your pin, it goes in this hole, slide that in, then you take this and last one. Okay, we'll try like this. The washer bearing. I'm going to get a washer here. Another bearing. I'm just sliding this down so there's just a little bit there. And then slide that in. Oh, yeah. I'm going to machine this. I'm going to use the first pieces. Just regular idle bearings. Put that on. These are my crappy pieces, but let's do it. Yep. These are really hard. Crappy little pieces. Then you squeeze hopefully the top in there. And then you just have to pray that you have it in the right spot. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. No, let's set it this way. There it goes. And that's done. Ready to go on. And then repeat for this side, and I'm not letting you guys watch me struggle again, so yeah. Alright, and just like that, the other one's done. It totally wasn't a fight, you know. Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't have to fight it to get the washer in there. Yep, there it is. Alrighty, so I think you have to build, oh, I got them in the, or setting up on the printer, the X carriage. I think you have to build those with it on the printer. So I think I'm done. Yep. Alright, so we've got this stepper, what did that call it again? Stepper tower assembled. You get two M5 by 50s, and it sits. Let me grab this. It sits so that one, this guy sits just in front of that screw, like that. And then you got to square it up with the frame. So that part might be interesting because I got to get that nut to rotate. Let's see. And then take this around. It fell off. But nothing. Alright. Nice color. This one still feels loose. There's a little wiggle on the bearings. Alright, and almost forgot to put Loctite on these. So that's done now. Now we're finished assembling. Alright, so back again. And we use this guy. That's going to go that way. That's going to go that way. Alrighty. I do need to add some Loctite to that motor. So we'll go ahead. Alrighty. And I don't think there's really anything else I can do today because I still got to cut the linear rails down, and I got to cut some screws down because Home Depot didn't have the right size. Alright, so apparently I was thinking of the wrong thing because these take a shorter screw, so I can actually get these installed now. As soon as I figure out which way these go in. Alright, so heat set insert. If I can get that lined up right. One and number 2. we got those in. And I like that one. I shouldn't really think of that. If it doesn't work, then I guess I gotta deal with it, right? Yep, that seems pretty good. Alright guys, forgot to record tightening this guy in, but anyways, you line it up with the back here and every other hole, tighten it in, good to go. Oh, and you got to use these little spacers that go on here, I guess an alignment jig, to hold it in place so it's straight down the top of here. Next we need wherever those pieces went. We need those. Yep. Pause. Alright, next we need these end pieces. And they go this side down with the 4 holes and flat part to the back. And see what size they're supposed to be. There we go. 4 M3x8s. Big one. Where'd my screwdriver go? Screwdriver, here. All right. And this rail doesn't get tightened in yet. Hopefully that printer's not too loud. Got my bamboo printing off the Toolhead pieces. Then we get to see if this leftover piece I had from another project is the right length, and it's just a hair too long. Okay, just then I gotta go cut it. Okay, forgot to record, but 2 M5 by by 12s with the T-nuts. Like that. And then we need the braces. Where did I put those? So I got my braces. Alright, so I still don't have the bearings figured out, or not the bearings, but the spacers on the two end caps for the X. But I got the other linear rail cut. Excuse me. And now I'm going to tighten in the right linear rail so that it's aligned with the other side. Alright. Alright, so I got the end stop soldered, and of course it's got a plug on there, but I don't even think it's the right one for the board that I got for the back of the tool head. But that'll fit into here, and then we can screw that onto there. So that's where we're going next. So you just line the little pins in here. You line that up with those little pins, and then that gets sandwiched right like that. And then we need M3 by something. Okay, it looks like it's an M3 by 8. Where did my screwdriver go?
So this front plate I redesigned and hopefully it works out. Who knows? I'm using the bamboo hot end. And I figured that way I might need one set of nozzles for everything. Makes it a little bit nicer. Turn this up a little bit more. And this little side mount here is for the cigar touch, which I still have to figure out wiring on it. I'm trying to use as much as I can from the spare parts I have around. Well, that didn't work well. Yep, that's not. I'm sure it's fine, right? Alright, those, and two more back here. Whoever figured out using these for 3D prints was a genius. Okay, I think that's it for this piece.
Yeah, M3 by 35. Right through there, hopefully. I didn't screw anything up. And then this piece goes underneath with this piece to the rear. Alright guys, I got the X finished up, and I ran the belts. The belts aren't really all that hard. The thing you got to watch out for is like when you go around the motors in here, you got to make sure when you wrap this through you don't grab this, and then on this side you got to make sure that it goes on the right side of that so that you get the pulleys. And then I am reprinting the head pieces because it's a pain in the butt getting these belts in there with adding this piece to the front, so I'm printing it as two pieces like they had it. So you screw this front piece to the front plate. That's a better way to do it anyway. So, and I went through and lubed up all the rods and bearings, and since I'd cleaned them. Oh, and then I also lowered this front bar, and then I'm going to print a cap that covers this, and there's also the tensioner for these guys here. So that's where I'm at. I figured this way I can mount a camera up in here on the back side of this, or yeah, probably on the back side. Oh, and I don't know, somebody will probably let me know if you're not supposed to do this or not, but I moved the Z motor so that it's not screwed onto the top plate here. It's screwed on to the bottom side of the motor, which gave me enough to raise this up so that this goes all the way up to the head. And I think that's pretty much it for now. But you definitely want to clean these rails if you're not getting them in a kit. Probably even if you are getting them in a kit. But mine were very sticky. They had that coating that you know, to protect it from rusting. And so I got those cleaned up, and definitely slides better now. I'd show you that one, but then the belts would fall out. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Don't judge me on how dirty that glass is. It is printing the face plates right now, and then I also printed a board to mount to the side of the stepper motor to hold this guy, which it's going to sit about like that. It's, you know, going to be probably ugly as sin, but you know, it'll work. And then I still got to go through and crimp all these wires to plug into here. And of course, these are mini JSTs. So the crimper I can't find. And I borrowed this one from my dad, and it's not the right size. So yeah, I got problems. Gonna have to buy a crimper. So yep, there we go. That's it. Oh, also, I got the belts off Amazon from Creality, and they are the CR10, and it's enough for doing the Ender 5 S1, and they are the Gates belts, so they're good quality belts, and they were $9 a piece, so that's not bad. 20 bucks.